The drama surrounding Angel Reese has reached a fever pitch, and this time, it's not about flashy highlights, Instagram-ready outfits, or off-court headlines. It's about something far more brutal, the game itself. Because on a night when the Chicago Sky had a chance to claw back into contention, Angel Reese found herself holding the ball, the weight of expectation heavy in her hands, and the free throw line staring her down like a firing squad. What followed wasn't the triumphant moment fans craved. It wasn't a shining glimpse of stardom or the kind of clutch performance that cements legacies. No, what unfolded was a collapse so spectacular, so meme-worthy, that it instantly became the kind of blooper reel material coaches beg their players. To avoid Dot and Phoenix under the bright lights and with the game hanging in the balance, Reese missed. And not just in the casual brush it off kind of way. She missed in the gut punch fashion that turned a winnable game into another chapter of frustration for the Chicago Sky. Fans gasped. Social media lit up like fireworks on the 4th of July, and within minutes, the blame game began. Some pointed to Tyler Marsh, the assistant coach tasked with late game adjustments. In the minds of die-hard Sky fans, Marsh might as well have been the one bricking free throws himself. Others insisted the play calling was all wrong, that Reese had been set up to fail. And then there were the conspiracy theorists, because in 2025 sports discourse, no meltdown is complete without fans whispering about sabotage, bias, or some grand plot to tank their favorite player. But let's not get it twisted. Angel Reese wasn't invisible out there. On the stat sheet, she looked like the warrior fans know her to be. 15 points, 20 rebounds, hustling through every possession like her motor never runs out. Double after double-double has become her calling card, and she put on that hard hat. Effort once again, yet the truth is inescapable. Stats don't tell the whole story, and double-doubles don't always translate into wins. Reese can dominate the boards, scrap for every loose ball, and still watch her team collapse in crunch time because she can't seal the deal when it matters most. And that's where the unraveling truly begins. Because this isn't just about one missed free throw. This is about the tidal wave of excuses, finger pointing, and denial that followed in its wake. Instead of acknowledging a bad moment, fans of Angel Reese went into full damage control. According to them, this wasn't Reese's fault at all. It was the coach, it was the system, it was the rotations, it was anything but the player herself. To hear the Sky faithful tell it, you'd think Tyler Marsh personally tied Reese's shoelaces together and whispered curses in her ear before she stepped to the line. But as anyone who's watched enough sports knows, sometimes the simplest explanation is the truest one. She missed, she choked, and that happens, even to good players. The problem is that in Angel Reese's case, it happens just often enough, and under the brightest lights, that it's becoming a defining narrative rather than an isolated mistake. It doesn't help that her every move is compared to the Caitlin Clark effect. While Angel Reese is busy turning crunch time into blooper reels, Caitlin Clark is out here rewriting the script of women's basketball. Clark isn't just playing well, she's shattering attendance records, driving legitimate spikes in ESPN's ratings, and forcing franchises to move games into bigger arenas because demand for her is that overwhelming. Clark's highlights are viral sensations, moments etched instantly into basketball lore. Reese's latest viral moment, a missed free throw that sent her fan base spiraling. The contrast is brutal, like a split screen playing out in real time. On one side, Clark launches deep threes, sells out arenas, and becomes the undisputed face of the league. On the other, Reese hustles her way to solid box scores, but fumbles when the spotlight burns brightest, all while her fans scramble to build excuses higher than skyscrapers. One star is delivering, the other is defending, and that gulf is widening. By the day, it would be easier for Reese if the conversation stopped there. But no meltdown in Chicago ever comes without the full drama package. Fans took to social media not just to blame the coach, but to inflate the narrative with wild claims about viewership and impact. Suddenly, Angel Reese games weren't just important. They were supposedly pulling in bigger audiences than NFL games, Taylor Swift concerts, and lunar landings combined. Numbers so inflated, you'd think the WNBA was running the economy of a small country, not struggling to fill arenas outside of Clark's orbit. The reality, most of these record numbers are smoke and mirrors. Maybe the game did well compared to a decade-old cable slot. Maybe a few viral highlight clips got lumped into the total. Maybe giveaways padded ticket counts to make an arena look fuller than it was. But let's be honest, fake numbers don't change the truth on the court. Clark doesn't need spin. Her numbers are real, verifiable, and impossible to ignore. Reese, meanwhile, has become the star of a parallel universe where excuses numbers count. As wins. And it's not just numbers. Fans blamed refs too. Every whistle against Reese became part of a grand conspiracy, a plot to elevate Caitlin Clark at the expense of their star. Missed layups? That's on biased officiating, fumbled possessions. The refs must be working overtime to sabotage her. Teammates didn't give her enough help, coaches didn't call the right plays, broadcasters didn't frame her highlights fairly. The carousel of blame spins endlessly. By the end of it, the only person not held accountable for Angel Reese's mistakes is Angel Reese herself. But the irony is, she doesn't need all this protection. Reese isn't a scrub, she's not a fraud, she's a legitimate WNBA player with size, hustle, and charisma. She's capable of double-doubles, of competing at a high level, of impacting games in ways most players can't. What she lacks is consistency in crunch time. And until she proves she can deliver when the moment demands it, the excuses only make her look weaker. Because here's the cold, harsh truth. In sports, there are no participation trophies for narratives. The scoreboard doesn't care about Twitter threads. The league doesn't hand out banners for inflated Nielsen ratings. And fans don't pack arenas for players who almost get it done. They show up for the ones who finish the job, who seize the moment, who don't flinch under pressure. Right now, Caitlin Clark is doing that. Angel Reese is not. And yet, the Chicago Sky organization seems locked in this endless loop of self-sabotage. Their franchise, once proud, now feels like a team perpetually on the decline. Coaches come and go, systems change, but the controversies remain. Fans cling to the hope that Reese will blossom into the superstar they envisioned, even as the evidence mounts that she's good but not great, marketable but not clutch, present but not defining. It's a tough reality, but sometimes the hardest truths are the ones most stubbornly ignored. Still, the comedy of it all is how predictable the cycle has become. Reese struggles. Fans blame the coach. Reese misses. Fans blame the refs. Reese falls short. Fans inflate the numbers. Round and round it goes. The same story on repeat, only the details change. And while this circus continues, Caitlin Clark just keeps delivering, her trajectory shooting higher, while Reese's seems to wobble in place. At the end of the day, Angel Reese doesn't need more excuses. She needs moments. Real, undeniable, highlight reel moments where she delivers when it matters. Until then, she'll remain caught in the shadow of Clark, defined not by what she's done, but by the protective spin her fans build around her failures. Because no matter how many double-doubles you rack up, no matter how many boards you crash, if the lasting memory is a missed free throw in crunch time, that's what people will remember. And here's the real kicker: excuses might protect reputations in the short term, but they destroy credibility in the long term. The more fans bend reality to shield Reese, the more obvious the truth becomes to everyone else. She's not being hated on, she's just not delivering. And no amount of spin, inflated numbers, or conspiracy theories can change that. So the question becomes simple: will Angel Reese finally rise to the moment, prove her critics wrong, and deliver in crunch time, or will she remain stuck in this loop of excuses and collapses, forever defined as the star who couldn't shine when it mattered most?